Howdy everybody, it is Friday the 12th of June and we've got a little project today that we need to do that I've just thought of. That ground out there in that field is way too dry to plow and have the soil turn nicely. So I've got to stretch out some gated pipe out there right quick today and get some water on that. So that's today's big project. There is the pipe strung all the way out down to the driveway out into the field. Next up, sticking all that stuff together with a little liquid soap. Way back a number of years ago, I had a guy that dug the trench to bury the pipe to come down to this end of the farm for me. And he taught me the trick of putting like Dawn dish soap or some other liquid in these joints to make them slide together easier. Well, just about any kind of liquid works, especially if it's a bath or liquid soap. So we grease these fittings up real good here on the ends, and when we go to slide them together, they will go together a whole heck of a lot easier. Kinda about like that. So yeah, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to slide these fittings together. Some of them can be a real bugger, but this one, it's turned out pretty nice. Well, there's the pipeline in, clear down to the end. That tall pipe sticking straight up down there is an end plug of all things, more or less. If I want to flush out the pipe, which I need to do before we start irrigating, because a lot of it's full of silt from last year. I'll flip that down one side or the other, and the water will run clean out of it. Then I'll just stand it right back up and tie it off to a T-post that I'll put in down there. And yeah, that'll be the plug to back the water up in the pipe to force it out the gates. These things right here are called the gates. For those that don't know, they slide open and close just like that. And depending on how far open you have them, depends on how much water comes out of that hole and runs into the core gate and goes out into the field. The irrigation pipe sticks a little bit out into the driveway, which will be all right for this particular point in time in this year. Shouldn't make much of a difference for the Beau play day. The guys can get around it over there on the other side of it and still be on the driveway. Another project for later this year is dropping this pipe down right about there and going underground over to there, and then we'll pop back up again. And we're going to do that so that we can drive in and out of the field here down the driveway there without worrying about running over the pipe or having to move it. Once that has been put in, then this pipe can be left where it's at year round. Now that the gated pipe has been put in, I can get Stinky the 8N Ford out and hook Al's favorite implement up to it. It's called the corrugator. And we'll go make some little miniature ditches out through this field to get water from one end to the other. And Al just really loves those corrugates. Got the little 3-point corrugator mounted on Stinky now. Didn't show you that because I figure you've seen that already. These shovels are pretty darn big, actually, for what we're doing. They make a huge deep furrow. I'm going to change those out eventually to a smaller deal and maybe add another shank or two. If I can make it a 5-row corrugator, I will. Yeah, just some leftover parts and pieces from the junkyard, so made that up. So a pretty nice piece. I do need to get some gauge wheels to put in these clamps right here to set the depth of it. Otherwise it goes real deep and makes a big old ditch. Anyway, we're gonna go out and make some corrugates, and if it ain't blowing too bad out there windy wise, I'll film a little bit of that. Alrighty, we're lined up sort of more or less with some of those gates. The gates are 30 inches on center. So is this corrugator contraption. We'll get right about there. Drop the thing down into the ground. Put her in gear and go. Deep, so we'll raise that up a bit. A little deep. Pardon the shaky there. Have to steer camera and lift all at the same time. I think I got, okay, I see what part of the problem is here. I have this side up too high. We'll lower it a bit. A little more uniform depth. Anyway, that's how we're going to get water down to the other end of the field. Well, that about wraps it up for today. The clouds are coming in. It's supposed to rain tonight, but I'm still going to get water on this field. Anyway, hope to see you all here on Saturday the 20th. And as always, don't forget, right down there is a little red subscribe button. Usually it's red. And a little bell icon. Hit the bell icon, click on all so you can get notified every time there's a new one of these videos out. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody here on Saturday the 20th. Anyway, I gotta get back to corrugating. Catch you later.